A Herbig Ae/Be is an intermediate to high mass, which is around 2 to 8 solar masses, young stellar object, otherwise known as a YSO, that will evolve into a late B to A spectral type dwarf on the main sequence of an HR diagram. Let's look at an example of a Herbig Aebe object and where it fits on an HR diagram. On the left, we're looking at IRAS 12196-6300. It's the object I am encircling in pink. It looks like we see a star inside the pink circle, but it's really not a star. It's a young stellar object. So one example of a young stellar object is a Herbig Ae/Be object. This is not a star yet. It's still trying to form and become a star. It's contracting, getting smaller and smaller and smaller until finally becomes stable in size, at which time it will sit for most of its life on the main sequence of an HR diagram, which I am drawing in purple. An HR diagram is where we have luminosity increasing along the vertical axis upward, and we have temperature increasing to the left along the horizontal axis. The main sequence is where stars spend most of their life. They're stable in size, but not when they're forming. When they're forming, they're contracting and getting smaller and smaller, and hence they're going to be evolving from the upper right towards the left. So we will have these vertical to horizontal evolutionary tracks, which I am drawing in pink. If you look closely, we see an orange dashed line, and that is the birth line. To the right of the birth line, we cannot see these objects because they're enshrouded in their cocoons. There's lots of gas and dust that prevents us from seeing inside that cloud. But between the orange dashed line and the main sequence line is where we will find the YSOs. One example is the Herbig Aebe objects, which I've encircled in pink. The Herbig Aebe objects are intermediate to high mass young stellar objects that are still forming. They will eventually become stable stars of spectral type that's between late B to A.